Hello and welcome again back to Swanson Girard Worldwide Headquarters. We are in the aquarium once again. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to do the smoker. This is our 750 TH3 series, and I want to just show how to use all these buttons here. We have the start button. Starting it is a really good thing. As you can see, it pops straight up at 165. That's going to be my holding temperature. But I have other elements that I need to control here. Right here is my cook. I'm doing ribs. Obviously, I've played around with this a little bit already. So it's already at 230. That's what I want to be doing my ribs at. If I were doing something different, say butts, maybe up to 240, maybe down to 220. All you have to do is hit the up and down arrows, and you're good to go. Now over here, you see the blinking lights? I can either do this in a timing function, or I can do it with a core temperature probe. Core temperature probe happens to be right here. Notice detachable core temperature probe. If I'm not using core temperature probe, detach the core temperature probe. Now I'm going to be doing time, so I'm going to press this, and I do indeed want 3 hours. And of course, I'm not going to use core temperature probe because I just took it out. This is going to be my holding temperature. 165 for holding is absolutely perfect. But I do want to take it down just a little bit because I'm not going to hold them quite as long as I normally would. And then here, this is how long I'm going to smoke during that 3 hours. 2 hours of smoke. That's perfect. With the rub and everything I have on my ribs, believe me, they're going to be spectacular. And I just let this sit. It's going to pop up with 44 minutes here in just a second. That's how long the unit needs to preheat. Do not put the smoke box in before you preheat, and let it preheat completely. When it gets done preheating after that 44 minutes, it's going to beep at you and let you know exactly what needs to happen. Let that happen. And then we're going to get on with putting the ribs in and then hitting the start button, which is right here. And voila, we wait. In 3 hours, we're going to have the perfectly executed smoked ribs out of the Alto Shaam 750 TH3 series. It's going to be awesome. Okay, so here we have the Alto Shaam Cook and Hold Smoker Smoke Box. Seems small, very, very powerful. What I have here is applewood soaked wood chips. You can use cherry, you can use pecan on ribs. I prefer like mesquite, hickory, things like that when you get up into butts and, you know, the heavier smokes. But here I have the apple. I find with my Jamaican coffee rub ribs from Still There Moonshine Sauce, good friend of mine, Chef David Bettendorf. Beautiful thing. So I take these, fill up my smoke box, just like so. Don't worry about filling her up a little heavy. It's no big deal. It's kind of like a good bottle of bourbon. Take this. And as you can see, right back here, I have my heating element. Put that right on the heating element. And then I'm going to be taking my ribs. Check out how beautiful those babies are. Put those right in. And then hit start. Now, I've already let the unit preheat. Actually, I've already let it preheat twice because we've already done a couple shoots. One of those things. But in 3 hours, I'm going to have the perfectly executed ribs with 2 hours of smoke on them. It's going to be as precise and perfect as you can possibly get. Thank you to Alto Shaam and the 750 TH3 smoker. Okay, so my ribs are done. They've been holding for 46 minutes at 160 degrees. Let's see what they look like. I guarantee awesome. Oh, if a camera could smell, you would be smelling perfection. Check out my ribs. Gonna put them down here, let them sit for just a second while I shut the door. One of those things I want you to understand about the Alto Shaam smoker. Notice how I don't have ash, or very little ash. It smolders ambers, or smolders chips, as opposed to burning them. Very good thing to get flavor into your meat, or at least consistent flavor into your meat. Pull one of these guys out. And look at what we have. Absolute rib awesomeness. Thank you, Alto Shaam.